Happy Friday night. Whew, feels weird being back on this time during the early evening, but I have a wrestling event that I'll be watching overnight tonight. So was decided I'm not going to do an overnighter or semi-overnighter tonight. We'll save that for the long haul show tomorrow. Welcome to the Sci-Fi Center Live. Welcome back to the Sci-Fi Center Live, the Friday night edition. It's been a while, but here we are back again. How's everybody doing? Congratulations on making it to the end of the weekend. Got a little bit of news, but not a lot. I'm going to go over. I'm literally I had to stop watching The Last of Us in order to start the show up. I did not get all the way through it like I had planned to, but I'll finish it. I watched enough to give it a somewhat spoiler-free review, but the review I was going to give you tonight was going to be spoiler-free anyway. So tomorrow night we'll go into it because I'm pretty sure I'll have a crew on board that has watched it. Flash poster came out today, so we'll take a look at that. And we'll go over. I've been getting a lot of questions about the Swamp Thing. People wanting to know what the connection is. What when they say Alan Moore Swamp Thing, what era are they talking about? So I'm going to bring up Saga of the Swamp Thing, which is the Alan Moore run, part of the Alan Moore run. I'll bring it up to DC Infinite. By the way, if you are sketchy about paying a lot of money for back issues, especially ones that have been inflated and out of your reach, DC Infinite is the next best thing if you can't get a trade paperback. My priority, if I was a collector, would be get the paper, get the medium, get the comic books. And if you can't get the comic books, and if they've been inflated too much, try to go get the trade paperbacks or collected editions or omnibuses, things like that. Omnibuses are kind of pricey, but trade paperbacks in general are not. And if you can't get any of those, and you have $8, you can always go and subscribe to DC Infinite and then Comixology. There's a lot of different ones on there. I go through DC Infinite because I usually haven't had a problem getting any DC one that I need. So, but I do have subscriptions to the other ones too. But this is the one I use for this particular topic. All right, let me say hi to who's ever in the chat. I realize this is going to be a tight hour or so. We're going to get right to it. How you doing, Anthony? Hi. Yes, smash the like button. I am streaming on both channels tonight. Thank you, Leah. All right. It's cool. What's going on, Protus X? Chappie. William, last night I decided to live stream an NFL honors show on my YouTube channel. Ended up with almost 1,000 viewers. Congratulations, man. It was nuts. Only had TWK as my mod and chat was nuts. Holy cow, that's good. The only time I've ever drawn 1,000 personally, I'm a YouTube nobody, but the only time I've drawn it was the night we did the Comic-Con show, and we did the show like right on. It was right on Saturday night. We did our show and we had 1,000 viewers. There's been a couple other shows where we've gotten into 600. One of them there's an 800 view show, but roughly I'm right in the 200 to 300 range. Our Saturday night shows, depending on what we're doing, average around, I think, about 500 or so. But right now, I'm just getting this where I want it to be as far as like how I want to structure things, like how I don't want to do things. I've been watching my shows over, just here on our TV just to see what I can improve. Last night's show was a disaster for me. I allowed the show to get derailed, just answering bullshit questions, but that's in my nature to do so. But from this point, I'm going to stay on topic. When it comes to like Snyder stuff and all that, there's nothing new to report. So I'm not going to really, if you have a question in the chat, that's, one thing you can send it to me in a message, but we're not going to derail the show because like I said, there's nothing to report. And the only people that are, doing any activity are people that are pretty much human trolls that are just trying to start stuff and increase their content. And I just don't need to be a part of that. I want you guys to be able to come here and get information. And when there is news to report about a certain font, we'll jump right on it. But right now there's nothing. All we're doing is staring at the screen and trying to interpret someone's tweets, and we all look stupid for it. So, but yeah, as far as getting like those kind of viewers goes, I eventually want to get that many viewers. I want to be able to express what we're doing to as many people as possible. So congratulations, Vince, for being able to do that. I envy you. All right. Oops. What is with this camera? Hold on. All right. Start cam again. There we go. There we go. Weird. Okay. All right. So yeah, congratulations on that, man. That's football's a really good topic to get him on, and this is the time of year too. I mean, it's the Super Bowl. All right, Darth. Guillermo Pal. Yeah, that's my name in Spanish. Yeah. This is my rollout screen. This is I call these the money walls because the majority of the comics we sell, the variants, we have a variant wall, and like I said, I'm constantly having to switch those out. Even while I was building this one today, we switched out some. You kind of noticed some differences from the pictures I posted. And then above me, it's cut off right now, but above me, it's just going to say the sci-fi-center.com, and it's going to have a QR code, much like this one, like the Venmo one we have, except it's going to be black and white. And from that QR code, any tourist will be able to, within one scan, get to the landing page that has our email list on it, has all of our social media, YouTube, everything is on there in one place. They can join them all at once. Because like I said, the majority of the business that comes through here is our tourists. So, and then we have, I'll have a community board over here. You guys can't see that. What I'm working on this weekend is completing the 2 sections so I can do a full tour of the store. So let's see. Glad to be on the live stream. I'm going through some stuff right now. Very sad at the moment. Oh man, sorry to hear about that. I hope things get better. I hope whatever I can do to add some light to and brevity to things. That's one of the reasons why I do these shows. I know at any given moment, people are going through stuff, and sometimes you just need a voice to break up whatever's going on. Any voice, even my Kermit the Frog Sleestack voice, anything to get you from thinking about what's going on. So I hope that's what at the very least, even on my worst day, I hope that's what I can provide to people. All right, how you doing, Black Lightning? Definitely hope everything gets better. Yeah, same here, man. Same here. All right, let's see. Scipio, question, William. I asked you last night, but you didn't answer. Do you sell through eBay? No, I don't do eBay anymore. I was on eBay a while back, but the problem with eBay, like I said, I forgot. We ran into an issue with eBay and Facebook marketing, by the way, too. It's just so I went ahead and just did my own direct site. Like when you go to my site, you can buy directly through there. I can't remember because I had my sister handling all that, and she ran into an issue and I forgot. But we did sell on eBay a lot. We sold a lot of Funko. We sold and traded a lot of Funko Pops. I may start up the eBay store. We do have an eBay store, but I haven't gone live with it in years. I've been using Amazon a lot, to buy, but I haven't gotten back onto selling. I was trying to focus primarily on our website. And if you go to sci-fi-center.com/shop, our merchandise is on there, and I'm adding more and more all the time. So that's probably why I think we just decided that we'd rather do it directly. We just had more options. So sorry if I missed that question last night. And who knows? I may start up the eBay store again. I'm not sure. I'll have to get with her and see what were the exact reasons we stopped. All right, Orion Cinematic, how you doing? Hey, William, happy Friday night. I love the Flash poster. It's like a great movie theater poster you can see in the wall after coming out. Yeah, it's a tweezer poster. A lot of people were getting in arms about it because they thought, they could have been better. But this is just like those teaser posters that you see in the theater, like right now. It's not the full-on movie poster that you'll see afterwards. Like if we do a giveaway, like we don't give teaser posters to give away. You guys have seen the stuff we give away. We give away the full. Let me show you. All right, so this here is a 36 by 48. This is the actual movie poster. So the teaser poster for this is for Halloween H2O. So it has the movie on it. It has everything on the bottom of it. It has all, you can't see it because the writing is the same way, but it has all the production company, everybody who's in it, all the credits. This is an actual poster. But when they did the teaser poster for Halloween Kills, the teaser poster just had his mask on it, if you remember, and it just said Kills. And then it gave a date. that's just a teaser poster to get you excited. So that's not for what they did, it's not too bad. I mean, I think a lot of people thought it was going to be a full on movie poster, but it's not. Like when we promote the Flash, if we promote the Flash, you're going to see things like that, and it's probably going to be that image that I've seen around with Ezra's face coming forward, and then all the Batman or whatever who's in it around him, kind of like the classic poster. So I thought it was pretty good for what it is. Let me go ahead and bring it up because that was one of the things that I had on the thumbnail here. All right, so there it is. So that's it. And as you can see, it's him standing in the Batcave with looks like the Batwing hanging over him or flying over him, and the Flash logo. The other teaser that they released was just that logo that you see at the bottom, which is just the Flash logo with the darkened Flash logo. A lot of people, and I've been hearing it over and over again that, hey, it's just a Batman movie. They should rename it, Batman Flashpoint. I don't think that's the case. From what Andy Muschietti said, it's a Flash movie. He is the primary character. He is the main character. The main villain is surrounded, is connected to him. There are Batman in there because Batman is part of the story. But I keep hearing saying, well, they're just going to market around Michael Keaton's Batman. I hope not. No disrespect to Michael Keaton. 14-year-old me loves that movie. But there's literally a generation that has been born, moved into their 30s and late 30s in some cases, mid-30s, had kids of their own, been exposed to their own Batman. I just don't know if hinging on everything on that is the best thing. But, if I go see The Flash in the movie, the story is about The Flash, I'm fine. I'll go see a Batman movie if I want to see a movie surrounded by Batman. Make a good Batman movie, but I hope this movie isn't hijacked by guest characters. If they're part of the story, that's great. But I'm going, if I go to this movie, I'm going to see The Flash. I have Michael Keaton's Batman somewhere on DVD. It's on HBO Max. If I want to see Michael Keaton's Batman, I can watch Michael Keaton's Batman. It's cool to get Ben Affleck. I'm saddened that this is the way we're getting him. But even still, if I didn't get Ben Affleck in this movie and prefer him in his own movie, but I got as much as I want to see Ben Affleck, I don't want the Flash movie derailed. So I'm hoping that, and I got a lot of faith in Muschietti. He hasn't done a movie that I haven't liked, so I don't think this will be the first one. But I like that poster; it's kind of cool. Like I said, you're in the Batcave, Batwing's right over him. I like the light shining on him. And this is, like I said, this is a teaser. All this is to do is to get the blood going, and then you see below it is the date. That's it. That's exactly what every teaser that I've seen has. It has the basic premise of it. Now, the trailer on Super Bowl Sunday is where you're going to get a lot of the detail. A lot of the detail. Obviously, we know that Dark Flash, and if the rumors are true, that Dark Flash is the villain. There are other versions of the Flash in there. Obviously, we know the Batmans are in there. And then I know that they've reshot and redone some endings. So of all the movies that I will probably go see, The Flash is the one. The other ones, unless I get an indication that, there's going to be, some lead up to something in those, I might do the HBO Max thing on those. But right now, The Flash is the one I anticipated for quite a while now. Like I said, they've been working on the Flash movie since season 1 of the Flash CW TV show. And then now the Flash, the TV show, is almost off the air. So, yeah, I really like this poster. Like I said, I don't think this is the final poster. I think the final poster is actually going to have his face on it. And you're, in his newish uniform. And there'll be, obviously the Batman will be around him. Iris will be in it. You know how they do the classic posters where they do all the painting, then they surround, and then the central characters right in the middle. So that's what I expect to see. But no, I heard people say, oh, look at it. They have him facing away the camera because all the Ezra Miller stuff. No, this is just a simple teaser. And like I said before, guys, I think we on the internet tend to think that how we feel about a particular person or any given thing is mirrored by the general population's feelings. And it's not. It's not. There are people out there that have done some awful things that are going to get on a football field, make their money, get on a movie screen, make their money. Chris Brown still has a career. If R. Kelly would have stopped while he was ahead, he would still have a career and he would be in jail. Michael Jackson had a lot of seedy stuff that surrounded him, settlements and everything else. All right, yet he could sell out a stadium anywhere in the world in within hours. You know, what we perceive as right and wrong isn't relevant to what the paying customer cares about. You know, it's up to them whether they want to let that affect you. And like I said, to be honest with you, the majority of the people who are going to see this movie are not reading the trades. They're not on YouTube. They're not on Twitter. They're on the internet for basic needs stuff, and that's about it. The Adventures of Ezra Miller just doesn't mean to them what it means to YouTubers, pundits, and Twitter heads. It just doesn't. And they make up the people who are not going to care about this stuff, even if they know about it, are the vast majority of people who are going to be laying down cash. So this poster looks good. I'm starting to get excited for the movie. Now that it's finally here and not going to get delayed again, hopefully. I do not think they're going to. I was watching Camp the other day. They said, you know what, they're probably going to name it. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if they name it Batman Flashpoint. I think that would be stupid. That would be stupid. If you don't have enough faith in the main character, the title character that you've been producing for the last 2 years, then don't put the movie out. You know what? I mean, make a Batman movie. But you are sending a horrible message to your audience if you and I think he's going to be in the marketing too. If people say, oh, you know, they're not going to market him because all the stuff going to him. No, they're going to market him. He's a star of the movie. And by not doing so, then you make it a bigger deal than the general public even cares about. So yeah, the poster is obscure, but it's not unlike any other teaser poster. I would show you a teaser poster, but I don't have teaser posters in here because when they have us promote these movies, it is with the actual movie poster, and this is not the actual movie poster. So that's what I got to say about that. So far so good. It's a good start. The Super Bowl trailer, I'm interested to see what goes on, man. I don't think that's true. I don't think you'll see any version that succeeded Michael Keaton's Batman in here within that generation of movie making. You know, I don't think Christian Bale's going to be. I heard that rumor too. I don't think he's going to be in there too. But it would make more sense for Christian Bale's Batman to be in there than Clooney's Batman or Kilmer's Batman or anything like that, because they're basically still playing the same guy. That's still the same Batman. So you're going to bring in the OG Batman and you're going to bring in his replacements. I don't think that's going to jive too well. Yeah, poster's pretty cool. I wish I could get that poster. That teaser poster looks kick-ass for just what it is. But that's just the kind of images they used to give. You know, I might have to talk to my some of my movie theater buddies that are in things and see if they can get that, because that's going to go into the window. Like right now, after this trailer, I guarantee you, like when I go see True Blood and Honey next Wednesday, I am probably going to see that at the theater now, because if not within a month and a half, because we're 4 months away. We're 4 months away. It's February now, so that movie gets released in June. So we're 4 months away. So it's time to start, getting the heart rate going about the Flash. So yeah, I did like the poster. I don't know about you guys, but there was somewhere I saw that apparently Christian Bale Batman. Yeah, I heard that rumor. That was all over the place. Years ago, I would say no, because I thought he was done with comic book movies. Then he popped up in Thor: Love and Thunder. And is the best thing about Thor: Love and Thunder, man. The character he plays, man, he's eerily, Christian Bale, I don't like his Batman. He's not my favorite Batman, but I'm not going to, say that he's not a great actor. He's an Academy Award winning actor, Academy Award level actor. And he did great as Gore in that movie. So he said he was done with superhero movies, but then he came back and did that. So that would be kind of a cool pop. I mean, Bale wasn't my favorite Batman, but I know there's an entire generation behind me that was the first live action Batman, the relevant one that they saw. So that'd be cool. Don't know if it's true though. I have no, nothing to substantiate. I think the poster is still in your. Oh no, I took it down. No, I had the poster up as an overlay. Because I didn't want to upload the poster because it would have decreased the size, and I don't know how to. I don't want to put myself on the side, the dimensions of the poster, so I just decided to put it on an overlay and talk over it. All right, Monkey Jigas, I wouldn't believe it unless Gunn says it. We don't have to listen to Scoopers. We can talk to Gunn directly. Yeah, that I don't think he's going to put out, but that's something that if I was them, I wouldn't put that out. That would, I guess, but that would be something to be like when you sit in the movie theaters and you're surprised by that. I don't know if they'll put that out. And if it gets out, I don't think Gunn would ever confirm it because usually studios don't confirm things like that. Just like we knew No Way Home, we knew all three of those Spider-Man were in there, but nobody could confirm anything. Even the studio wasn't going to confirm anything. So even if he is in it, I don't know. I don't know if Gunn would ever address that directly. I don't think anybody from DC Films, that would be uncommon for them to do that. They generally, in fact, if I remember right, I don't think if he's in there in an integral part of the movie, then maybe. But if he's in there like as a cameo, they generally don't report. They don't say anything about cameos across the board. All right, all honesty, I don't care about the Ezra Miller drama. All that, I just want to see this movie already, especially from what I've heard. I think this movie is going to be something special. So do I. I mean, and Gunn, who said it was the best superhero movie he's ever seen. I don't know if he's being hyperbolic, but hey, there's no reason. I mean, what the Flash does financially is no bearing on him. But he's I got to take him at his word. I've heard from everybody who's done screeners and screen tests on it that it's epic. So I can't wait to see it. And like I said, the general audience is like I said, we bounce this stuff off of each other. I don't think the general audience is going to care as much. I don't not to the level where they're not going to go see the movie. I just don't think it's gonna, and I don't think it's gonna stop them from using him as a marketing campaign. The only people I hear say that are pundits. And then when they see this poster, they start going up with the conspiracy. Oh, look, he's not based in he's the star of the movie. There's no way around it. He's the star of the movie. All right. Even if you tried to hide him, people are going to ask you, and they're going to pull you out into the light, and it's not going to work. So he's the star of the movie. All right. I think Clooney could have been a fine Batman, but for Schumacher gave too much. Yeah, and I liked Batman. Batman Forever was number 3, and Batman and Robin is one of the worst comic book movies ever made. I'm sorry. Rest in peace, Joel Schumacher. That was Batman and Robin is one of the worst looking and worst content-wise comic book movies I've ever seen. But the one prior, because he did Batman Forever, I think Batman Forever is one of the best Batman movies I've ever seen. That Tommy Lee Jones, Jim Carrey's the Riddler. It was, the Robin that was in there. I mean, granted, once again, they're never going to show you. At that time, they weren't going to show you a child Robin because they just never wanted to get into that whole child endangerment thing, I believe. But because Chris O'Donnell was Batman, I think he was 30 at the time or late 20s, but he had a kick-ass costume. And the merchandising that they gave. Hold on for a second. I'm going to show you guys some of the merchandising that they did through McDonald's. McDonald's, when you went to, this is some of the stuff that the McDonald's was doing to promote that movie. These are etched glass. A lot of you guys probably got these back then, but these are released in this is from Batman. What was the year? So this is 1996. 1996. And they went all out. Here's the Two-Face one. You see Two-Face, and for some reason you have the Hall of Justice in there, even though the Hall of Justice wasn't in there. The handle is made out of Two-Face's coins. Two-Face coins. You can kind of see the coins coming together. You see it's actually a rolling picture of him flipping the coin, and it's Tommy Lee Jones. These are cool. I mean, this is the vibe around that movie. That movie made a lot of money, and this one here is Jim Carrey's Riddler and that little machine that he was using at the end, and then on the other side, it's Jim Carrey's Riddler, and as a joke, look at the handle is upside down. So those are the kind of things that they would do. They were doing that. So I love Batman Forever. Batman and Robin just took a run off a cliff. And it's a horrible movie. Sorry. All right, I believe I have the fun. You have Funko. They have a Funko for him. Cool. Those things are expensive. Oh, you mean the pop? I'm thinking Hot Toy. Yeah, I have that one too. I think I got all of them ones from Love and Thunder, even though I dreaded that movie. Yeah, smash the like button, please. Thank you. All right, let's see. We're gonna go through these real quickly because last night I kind of got hung up. Chappie and William been reading. Needing to ask you this, but can James Gunn still direct movies despite him being a co-head of DC Studios? Because I know he expressed his interest in directing Superman Legacy. He most likely will not do as much as he's been because he's literally a studio head. However, in my opinion, Superman is a focal point for everything that's going on. If you're going to run this universe, if there's one movie that you have to direct, it is Superman. I do not think he should hand that over to someone else. If it's important enough to you that you switched out the actor to put your own in there because you wanted to put your own stamp on it, then you need to take control of that movie because Superman is going to control. It's going to be the first step, all right? And you're not going to get another chance at the first step. So I think that he really needs to be the director of that one. However, I don't think he's going to be directing a bunch of other movies because this just gets to be too much. Yeah, I think he should be doing everything on it. All right, how you doing, Faith Warrior? I had one of the. I'm trying to get the other two. There was 4. And I have 2 of the 4. All right, normies are the ones who are going to decide with their wallets whether the Flash is epic or not. And that's 100% true. 100% true. As much as I like to say, as a senior geek, that my opinion means something, and it does to an extent. The average fan is slightly engaged into the hyperbole, just enough to get their daily, to carry out their daily lives. They're not inside like us. They're not they're not flipping through the pages like we are. They know the characters. They get on Twitter for a little bit. They get on YouTube to watch, videos. They get on TikTok to watch the pet videos and the baby videos. They're on these mediums, but they're not necessarily on these mediums for this. And they're definitely not reading trades. I don't know. When I poll people, I don't know. I haven't ran into too many people that are like, well, hey, William, what about the Variety article? No, I know Variety, a lot of people read it, but like I said, Joe Sixpack, he engages, but he doesn't dive 6 feet in like we do. And I envy him sometimes because I think sometimes we get caught up in too many details. I have all those glasses, William. My wife tells me I'm too local, but no, you're good for the collecting those. As a matter of fact, if you want some damn merchandise one of these days from one of my no, I'm just kidding. I would never do that. That's unethical. But no, I want the other 2. The other 2, I think, are. I used to have the whole set, but I bought them and sold them so many times that it's I got to get them. Watch Mojo cover the Ezra stuff. That's a channel a lot of normies follow. Okay, once again, I'm going to go back to what I said. Everyone could know about the Ezra stuff. All right. Do they care? And you can't mandate whether an average customer cares about it. My code or whatever I think right and wrong and what crosses the line is not something I can impose on the average customer. All right. Does the average customer care about these? Do they engage with Ezra Miller on a level where that matters to them? And that's not always an automatic yes. And in fact, in many cases, it's a no. So yeah, you're right. We're gonna have to wait and see. But like I said, I clarified. People knowing about it is one thing. I don't think a lot of people know about it, or know about it to the point where it's like, oh wow, it's front page. They're more worried about the damn balloon coming from China than they are about Ezra Miller. But even still, even if they know about it, I always throw out Deshaun Watson. I always throw out Michael Jackson. Chris Brown, was arrested for assault. I mean, you just so many people that have done stuff and continue to draw because the customer has decided that whatever they did, I don't engage with them on that level, so that doesn't matter to me. There's going to be a lot of that. And I think Warner Brothers is counting on that, that the average fan is just going to be, I just came here to see a movie. That's what the average fan's gonna do. I just came here to see a movie. I don't care about all of that stuff. Let's see. How you doing, Jason? Oh yeah, I saw you. Because people were asking me about Jarbo's stream. Last night during our stream, and I decided, for the first time, I was gonna, watch it, and I end up on his stream. I have it on my TV here while I'm working on everything, and I hear somebody bring up, I hear him bring up my name. He put me on his stream for a couple minutes. I'm like, okay, that was weird. I'm working and I hear the stream. I'm like, what? Okay, it's kind of weird. So then I saw you guys were in the chat room, so I thought it was hilarious. All right, I did see the poster for the Flash again. They are pinning more of Keaton's character than the Flash. In my opinion, hasn't changed it. I hope that's not the case. Like I said, I understand where people could go with that. I hope that's not the case because he's not the future. I mean, now we know that. I mean, who knows whether Ezra and them they may just wait to make another Flash movie and just recast. Who knows? But in any case, I mean, I haven't had to ask the question how much people care about the Batman that hasn't been on the screen for 34 years. It's been 34 years since Michael Keaton. Well, actually, 34 years since Batman came out, and his last appearance was 1992. So 31 years since he's been on the big screen. I know nostalgia is a cool thing if it's done right, but I mean, with so many Batman in between, and that movie is great for 1989. It's a classic, but there's been other Batman that are more reflective to the way things go. I mean, Bale's Batman, Pattinson's Batman, Ben Affleck's Batman, they all reflect the era that we're in. I don't know, man. I mean, if you millennials that are out there, maybe I'm wrong. Does this version of Batman mean enough to you to where it would be why you're going to see the movie? I'm going to have to learn how to do polls because I'm curious. I'm thinking no, but it could be wrong. Could be 100% wrong. And I hope that's not what they're banking on one way or another. It's the Flash. So if you can't bank on your title character, then that worries me, man. How you doing, Hank Easy? All right. Oops, hold on. Great seeing everybody here. Great seeing you. I'll just wait for the trailer to really see if I want to watch it. This trailer is going to be huge. This might be one of the most important trailers. This probably will be the most important trailer until Gunn starts. The first trailer for Superman Legacy. That trailer will be way more important. But for what they're trying to do in the immediate sense, this trailer is really important because it's going to be the first time that the general public gets a glimpse of what this movie's about. So I'm going to probably do some type of trailer reaction because I'm going to be watching the Super Bowl here. How you doing, Hank? Watchmoto has 25 million subs. I'm not saying anybody cares. 25 million subs is a lot. That's substantial. What percentage of it versus the people who aren't engaged on that level? You see what I mean? One question is what percentage of the general public that will make up the backbone is part of that 25 million? And of those people, how many of them care? Like a good question that you added there. That's the thing I won't be able to, there's no way I can wrap my head around that because I thought just, by all rights, Deshaun Watson should be booed off of the field every time he takes it. He's not. There's people out there that cheer for him. My own guy, Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant was facing a rape trial while he was going to the NBA Finals. He was literally flying back and forth from the games, the NBA Finals and playoff games, to Colorado, to Detroit and LA. Cheered him. People cheered Kobe Bryant for the most part to the day he died. So whether somebody knows something about something is, like I said, like you said here, the magic question is, does that customer care? Because they don't have to. That's the thing. The customer does not have to care about what's going on in Ezra Miller's off-screen life. They just don't. All right, let's see. Yes, smash him again. Thank you, Rhea. Usually, normies frown at stuff when kids are involved. True. Now, one, if like say if you were going to shed more light about the whole thing with the whole the girl on the reservation, or what was her name? I didn't dive too much into it. Now you start going into the details of her parents and a lot of stuff that gets blurred around. So if somebody is going to try to shed light on it, they're going to end up shedding all the light. And once you look at the details of that situation, it's not black and white. And when things aren't black and white, I don't think it's gonna I don't think it's gonna affect anything. Once again, with the Michael Jackson stuff, kids were involved with Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson could sell out, name me a stadium that Michael Jackson wouldn't sell out anywhere in the world. Up until the day he died in June of, in fact, he was preparing for a sold out tour at the Tokyo Dome, if I can recall. There were kids involved there. People were still buying Michael Jackson's releases. People were still doing. I mean, people were still engaging. So once again, and the same thing with R. Kelly. If R. Kelly would have just stopped and you wouldn't have ended up in prison. R. Kelly was still making music. Kids were involved there. Now, I'm not saying, just totally disregard that from one person to another. But what I am showing you is examples of there have been some horrible things worse than all this has happened. And these guys continue to go on with their lives, or continue to, or up to the point where they died. So all I'm saying is there's no guarantee that the average customer is going to, it's going to use that as a part of their decision making. So it's up. All right. Speaking of Watch Mojo, I was watching one of the videos they did a while back, and they said a Total Recall remake, and this top 16 worst remakes of all time, and they have a video on why Captain Marvel is the best. I thought Total Recall was an okay science fiction movie, but when you put the banner of Total Recall over it, given how iconic the previous movie was, it just shouldn't have been greenlit, but that's just my opinion. Once again, Jeebus, whether they forget or not, I just gave you prime examples of people knowing full well what some of these guys stood accused of, and they still went to go see them. They still bought tickets for them. They still bought their jerseys. They still went and go see their movies. They went to their concerts. Forgetting, knowing and not forgetting, and even caring. It's and like I said, when you have these corporations, they're going to zero in on, they're gonna test those waters. Trust me, there's somebody in Warner Brothers Discovery that has tested those waters, to the point where they felt that they could go forward. And if you see him in the trailer, and if he's heavily featured in that trailer on Sunday, that tells you where that research and where that studying got them. All right, they have access to things. They're going to know their customer. They're going to know their market when it comes to stuff like this, because every studio, every record company, everybody has people that go out and have sensing sessions. So whether they know or forget may not be relevant. I'm not giving right or wrong in any of this, but you just remember, your average customer is not obligated to care about anything other than what's in front of them on that screen or what's on that. You can criticize them and say, "Oh, you guys are horrible people for supporting this." That doesn't mean they're not going to. Thank you. Like I said, I'm still a work in art. What I'm going to do later on, like I said, like I told you before, I'm going to push all this back, and then I'm going to have like pops and stuff in front, and then I'm going to go up. Now, I won't be streaming here all the time. I'm doing it now because I'm technically still open, and I'm still working on other stuff. And I hadn't made the final decision on how early I was going to stream and where I was going to stream from. So, but I was tired of seeing myself in that red background, and I needed to do this for business reasons, so I went ahead to it. But thank you. Just what a joke. What's a joke? Oh, you're talking about, yeah. I don't break with that website, so I'm going to rely on what you guys told me. He was asking how have you been doing? Me, I've been doing all right. Hope I. Oh yeah. I do. I do. Be honest with you. Listen, me and Matt Jarbo don't agree on anything, or actually not everything, but I enjoy his show. Right? He says some silly stuff, and sometimes it gets a little bit crazy, but he's the kind of guy that would come into my store. We would just have that kind of conversation. Like I would say it's 30-70 of the stuff I disagree because he talks some true crime stuff, which I think is pretty cool. And when he starts telling stories, and I get really engaged in it. But I appreciate the fact that that kind of conversation is being had, and I'm usually in the chat because I do listen. I was listening to his show on a nightly basis. The only thing about it is I started doing this more, and instead of being able to listen to it live, a lot of times I was listening to it the next morning. Like today, I was listening to it the next morning, and that's how I found that. But yeah, I used to listen to Hollywood After Dark all the time. I mean, like you said, but now that I'm streaming a lot more, and apparently I'm streaming at the same time as him, so I'll start watching a lot more. But yeah, like I said, it's always good if I have a frame of thought about something. It's always good to hear the other side, and even if you don't agree with what that person's saying, it's your version that you got in your head. It's always good to hear someone else's, and he articulates his point, whether you agree with his points or not. He articulates it in a way that if he were here, we would be sitting down over, I don't drink beer, but over a Mountain Dew, and we would be talking back and forth. I've never got to the point where in my engagements with him that I thought things were uncivil. So, there's a lot of people I listen to like that. But yeah, I do enjoy the format of his show. I do enjoy some of the content of his show. And like I said, I haven't been able to listen as much because I become addicted to my own streaming. But yeah, I usually joke. I drop a super chat every now and then when I get a chance. So yeah. Let's see, Jeebus. He's on HBO Max. People, okay, Jeebus. I'm not saying people don't don't um don't know about what's going on with Ezra. My question is, and this is the only question that the average customer is going to ask, is do they care enough to stop them from going out and having what they consider to be a good time? Whether they know about it, whether they remember it, do they care? All right. And that's not something you or I can make that. We can't make that happen. We can't say, you should care about this. You better. I mean, we can't. That's what the free market is. Keaton Batman is a big deal for me personally. All right. I don't know what generation I'm assuming, I'm not without putting your age out there, Rhea. I'm assuming you're a millennial then, because that's important. Because if you're a millennial, you were literally born after his first movie hit the screen, and you literally have other Batman that were your Batman. But if you're a millennial, I'm just going to assume you are, then that's important. That's important because you're of a generation that shouldn't be interested in that, and you are. So maybe they got something there. All right. Are you saying, okay, hold on. When you say he's on HBO Max, are you talking about Ezra Miller? Okay, so I apologize, and I read your comment. Yeah, Michael Keaton's on HBO Max. Like I said, I don't know if the nostalgia is. And here's my question about that. Then, when it comes to Michael Keaton, obviously we have access to him on HBO Max, which is behind me on the screen for those of you who can't see. Is that enough to make that connection? 31 years after him being on the screen. Maybe that data is what they didn't have HBO Max when they wasn't in full swing when they started this movie. I don't know. I just think it's risky. All right, let's see. All right, Watchmen is no longer. Okay. Captain. Listen, I know a lot of people that like Captain Marvel. You should never be embarrassed about an opinion. There's a lot of things I have that I like that are not creature comforts, but what's a guilty pleasures? If you like something, you like it. I know people who think Dudes, Where's My Car is a great movie. It's not, but we shouldn't be embarrassed to admit that. And if they thought that, then they should stick with it. So am I. That's who I'm going to see it for. Supposed to be about two trailers told during the Super Bowl and thinking about streaming it. But I think NFL would nuke me. Yes, they would. Fox would nuke you. They're the ones who paid all the money to do that coverage. Keaton's not the main reason I want to see the Flash, but he's definitely plays a big part in my interest. All right, Patrick Childs, if you don't ask me, mind me asking you, what generation are you in? Would you consider yourself a millennial? Because if I start hearing a bunch of millennials say that's a big part of it, then my guess is off. And then we got to start doing, okay, so then how is that? Then maybe they're on to something. A lot of it is self-inflicting now. When you handle the company as they've handled it since 2013, they haven't really given, and that's the thing, they haven't given people a reason not to dismiss their product. That's something they're going to have to fix no matter who's running it. Yeah, Deshaun Watson's punishment is playing for the Browns, but he's making $238 million. I'll play on Pluto for $238 million. Hell, I'll play on Pluto for $2 million. You could take one of the digits off. If that's being punished, punish me. Shit. Question, William. I'm all Batman and Joker out, man. Too many. Okay, I got what you're saying. You're Batmaned out and Jokered out. Too many of them in comparisons. There's only 3 Supermans: Reeve, Ralph, and Henry Cavill. Yep, a Batman's a money draw, though. That's why you see more. Superman is important because he's the first superhero, but draw-wise, even on every level, it's Batman. Batman is one that can draw. You're getting you're getting $500 million just by Batman because of that. Now, in order to get up to the 7s and 8s and 9s, it has to be really good. But Batman was, the first one. That was the character that was going through the Renaissance during the 80s after post-crisis, and it's always, for some reason, been the most relatable one that the studios always go to, and they've gone to longer. I mean, and between Christopher Reeve's Superman and the very next Superman movie, which was 20 some odd years later, you had Michael Keaton. You had like 4 Batman, since then. So they just go to Batman more. I think Cobb's stuff was child's play compared to Watson. Yeah, 21 women. I'm not holding judgment over. I'm not a juror. I wasn't in the court. I don't have. That's a lot of women. Kobe Hill was one woman, and then he ended up. The case ended up getting dropped. Because they didn't know I remember I went with a guy, Charles Huber or whatever, the DA. A lot of people accusing him of going after Kobe for something that he didn't have any evidence on, and they ended up dropping the case and ended up like messing up his career. I think Mark Hilbert, I think his name was. But Deshaun Watson, so many people did enough investigations. The NFL did investigations. There was not enough to criminally charge him, but 21 accusations. Yeah. He literally got what 100. If you do the division and you divide up the women, he got like he literally got 10 million for each accusation. But 230, that's dude, there are people that have Super Bowl rings that weren't making that kind of money. So yeah, and like I said, I saw just even though the Browns suck, I still see people wearing. I saw just in Vegas. I saw Deshaun Watson jersey, and I know there's tons of them throughout the Midwest and Cleveland. Those people, it's and that's it is what it is. All right, I'm not talking about Takata. I'm talking about the kids putting bullets on his mouth on his farm. Listen, dude, there's a lot out there about Ezra Miller. And remember, we went through a lot of things where we were trying to figure out what was true or not. So once again, I mean, you could add stuff to that. It comes back to the fundamental question, Jeebus. I'm calling you that like that's your real name, but that's the name you have on the screen. But it comes down to, does the paying customer use this as part of their decision making to go see these movies? After the examples I've given you, that's not a given. You and me can agree that someone has done something that's horrible, and you and me can decide, I'm not going to go see the movie. But I've just given you plenty of examples of where the general public just didn't care, or didn't care to the level that it stopped them from going to be entertained by any given of these people. So it is what it is. All right, Chris Brown beat up Rihanna, and that guy's still making yeah, went upside her head. Now, I'm old school. I don't hit women. All right. I never saw my dad raise his hand to my mother. That was my primary example in life. Never. I've never even heard my dad cuss while my mom was in the room. All right. Just didn't happen. So I don't believe in hitting women. If you're in a situation and there's an argument, you walk away. Unless somebody's coming at you with a knife, or she's like, Grace Jones, 6 foot something, and you don't defend yourself, you might end up in the hospital. But if it's an average sized woman in America or wherever, walk away. Walk away. I don't care if she's coming at you. We had this class in the Army, well, before deployment, about spousal abuse and what to happen, because when you're in a high stress situation, things get crazy. It happens. And they show you this class of what to do, how to get out of that situation. Woman's coming at you, spin her around. Don't shove her into anything, just enough to create space. And you hit that door. You run away if you have to. You shut that door behind you. You do whatever you think you need to do to get yourself out of that physical confrontation. But of the list of things to do, turning around and hitting her, especially in the face, was not one of those options in the world I come from. All right. There's now no such thing. I don't, hitting you, slapping at you, scratching you, push her down to the ground. Don't kill her slightly. What you have to do to create that space, and you get out of that situation. You run and get into your car. You get the hell out. You get out of there. Because the only other alternative, the one that's not on that list, is you turning around and hitting somebody. Most men are, if you hit a woman that's an average size, you could kill her. All right. If you get enraged to the point where you come into physical contact with your wife or your spouse, and I'm 255 pounds. All right. Average height of a woman is 5'6", 5'7", 120, give or take. All right. Her hitting me, unless, like I said, she's got a weapon. Her getting mad, throwing a shoe at me, you get out of the situation. All right. Her hitting me, wow, it sucks. My ego is bruised. Me hitting her, totally different situation. You got to use your head to get out of that. I think hitting women is bullshit. All right. I've never had anybody come to me with a good enough excuse for hitting a woman. Call me old-fashioned. That's just how I think. So Chris Brown really pissed me off in that regard. All right. Even if I was into Chris Brown's music, me personally, I would never buy one again. I would throw all my shit away because I think what he did was bullshit. I see people buying this shit all the time. He still gets record contracts, still making millions, still on award shows. people still buy his stuff. So I can't impose what I would do as a consumer. The free market has to handle that situation. And it doesn't always handle it in a way that, you think it should. And that could be the case with the Flash. I mean, we'll know in June, I guess. They don't have access like you think. They aren't the military, everything they don't. Yeah, but the courts have access, and there's, and like I said, this Ezra Miller, Chris Brown, all these guys have a Fourth Amendment right to due process. All right. The consumer is not part of that part of the due process. The consumer decides, do I want to see it or not? They may never even delve into this stuff like this. I'm not disputing, and once again, Jim, I'm not necessarily disputing anything that you're saying. It goes back to, does the consumer care enough to keep them from going to the movie? It's just what it comes down to, man. What do you think about the Hall of Fame class? Who is in the Hall of Fame class this year? I'm sorry, I haven't been paying attention. Let's look. 2023 NFL Hall of Fame. I completely. All right, Rondé Barber, he's in. Chuck Howley, he's in. Oh yeah, they're already in. John Klicko, Darrell Rivers, Ken Riley, Joe Thomas, Zach Thomas, DeMarcus Stark, Marcus Ware stands out. Pretty good class. I mean, of the names that are on here, DeMarcus Ware definitely stands out. Rondé Barber definitely stands out. It's a pretty good class. I have not been paying attention to the Hall of Fame class this year, and I usually do. Like I said, my brain's been scrambled lately. All right. Yeah, he puts on a good show, and it's like, I think this is not a Kiss Matt Jarbo's ass show, by the way. I just enjoyed the show. You can have an opposing view, and it doesn't have to be frothing at the mouth and a bunch of people screaming at each other on the screen. You should be able to engage the opposing view, and then engage your chat. Like last night, it might have seemed like I went off the ringer, but it wasn't about necessarily anybody in the chat or any conversation. It was a situation in general that aggravated me because, like I said, I always say let the free market dictate things. And if people want to believe in something, whether you believe it's not going to happen or not, unless they're kicking down your door saying you better believe in that, then let them believe. I don't think they should be targeted. And that's what I saw. So that's different. But as far as your discourse goes, I think these shows are best when the person who's putting out the point is doing it in an articulate way, even if he's saying something you disagree with. Because now what you've done is you put that cadence in your mind that I can respond to this person as reasonably as he presented his point. And I think he does a good job on that. All right. Numbers guy. Welcome back. I don't know, man. If I had to flip a coin, I would go there. I've always liked the way Andy Reid has conducted himself and conducted his teams. I thought he built a winner in Philadelphia and got fired. And just like Tony Dungy built the 2002 Tampa Bay team and then got fired, and then John Gruden comes and wins it. And so I was happy to see Tony Dungy win with the Colts. But dude, I don't have anybody. I don't have anybody I'm rooting against, especially as a person of color. And I know a lot of people think it doesn't matter, but this is the first time where both quarterbacks are black. If you look at, and up until recently, the way the leadership roles in the NFL were not in our favor, and we've made a lot of ground in that respect. And now I have Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts in there, So I love the fact that we moved that, because remember when Doug Williams was the first black quarterback with the Washington Redskins, he had a tough time getting an NFL job because of that, because the stereotypical things back in the 80s was that black people, you can lead and all that. It was bullshit, obviously, and we've moved on. We're in a really good place now. We got, so it's a good story either way. I mean, but I would root slightly for the Bills because of Andy Reid. All right, my girlfriend subbed to his true crime channel. Yeah, I haven't watched his true crime stuff though, and you guys know how I am about serial killers and shit like that. I have got tremendously busy, but I'm going to go to his channel and I think I'm subbed to that already. I just haven't had a chance to watch the stuff. True crime is good shit, man. It's good stuff. Serial killer stuff. I mean, true crime is good stuff because, like I said when we did our serial killer show, there's a show that turned into the serial killer show, is that it's intriguing to examine what goes on in the human mind, knowing that you and I mostly would never hurt a fly and never kill anybody. And if I killed somebody, I would be sweating profusely and I would turn myself in within hours of doing it. These guys do it over and over again, and they just do the most horrible things, and then they go home and eat dinner with their family and go to sleep. So true crime stuff is good. I mean, I get as much of it as I can get, man. I get it. Whether I listen to like several podcasts while I'm in the store, I got to turn it off sometimes because it gets pretty gruesome when you got a customer coming in. But I did a tour the other day because I'm working on Project Ripper. So I did a live tour. So it's from Hago.com, by the way. If you ever get a chance to take a tour with them, it's a live tour, and the tour guide has a camera either on her head or somebody holding a camera, and she gives you a tour. I did one for Jack the Ripper, and so she toured me through Whitechapel and showed me all the murder. It was cool, man. So yeah, true crime is good stuff, man. All right, hey William, I finally bought your channel and subbed. Hey, I had 154. Yeah, I got to do a better job on pushing myself and pimping myself when it comes to my subs. I got a strategy in place from working with that, but thank you to for subbing to that. Like I said, one of these days I'll be at 1,000, but I'm taking it, as I get them. Thank you, Darth. Oh, they know Keaton Batman. Yeah, like I said, I don't think they're 100% wrong. I'm worried though. I always get worried when something is the balancing is nostalgia, because it's really hard. Because even a guy like me, I love Keaton's Batman, but that's not what's going to draw me to a movie. Especially if it's a movie that's not about him. No Batman for me is going to draw me to the Flash movie. It's the Batman. But once again, I'm going to go down the chat and see how old some of you guys are. If you guys are millennials and you're looking forward to this, and hey, maybe I'm wrong. All right, Crazy from Dusk Till Dawn was released 27 years ago. Yeah, I saw that in the movies. Why do you have to make me feel old? I'm still waiting for the 4K Blu-ray to come out. Paramount lagging. Was supposed to come out in 2 years ago. Yeah, it's just one of those movies that everybody's making the decision whether they want to do physical media again, and it's not easy. Like I said, I think DC could do it real well because it's superhero stuff that's universal. But Dusk Till Dawn, I liked it, but not everybody's into it. How many units you gonna sell? Just Salma Hayek should sell all of them. But hey, all right. So 39 in May. I'm a millennial, so go to so yeah. So if you have even the slightest interest in Keaton, then hey, maybe I'm dead wrong about Keaton's effect on it. I just hope when I get there, like I said, he hasn't hijacked the movie, because I really want to see the Flash movie. All right, what up, Tesla? How you doing? Yes, hit the like button on both channels. Yeah, he just gives you 4 digits. That's hilarious. All right, I would like to see a cameo of Michelle Pfeiffer as Selena Kyle. She still looks great. I mean, I was going to go see her next week if I were to get passes to Quantumania. However, even if I got those passes and I thought it's Blue Blood and Honey's premiere night, and we're going to be streaming. I'm going to be doing something from Blue Blood and Honey. I'm hoping to get the guys from Jagged Edge on the show sooner than later before the show goes, so we can talk to them about it. But yeah, she's still in great shape. I don't know how she'll look in the Catwoman uniform, but hey, give it a shot. All right, I'm 42, born in 1980. Keaton iteration of Batman is why the character overall is my favorite comic book character. So that means you are a millennial. Are you coming? No, okay. So no, you're okay. I'm confused right now, but you're around that age. So you were 7 or 8 when the movie came out. But understandable. I just created a word. Understandable. It's why I'm having this interaction though, because like I said, I want to hear what people think about Keaton's Batman as far as it relates to them going to see the Flash. And I'm learning something here, so that's cool. Yeah, I agree with William. I mean, I love Hellboy reboot, and it's my top 10, 12 favorite comic book movies. Yeah, that's a tough one. That wasn't a horrible movie. It's not as bad as a lot of people thought, but I thought it was dead on arrival because of the original Hellboy. I'm an early 90s baby. I got to know and love Keaton Batman on Saturday, Sunday afternoon movie special at the time where antenna exist. I hated it. Ooh, wow, dude. Remember antennas? That's like phone booths. I saw a phone booth the other day. I wanted to get out and take a picture of it. I'm like, wait a minute. That's my area. Okay, there you go. So you are a millennial. So I guess it depends on where you were at in life when you first got a hold of Keaton Batman. Good stuff. Is it darkly like yeah? This is another thing I'm gonna fix too. Let me see something. I guess I could move closer because I guess I just got a standard ring light, but it looks like I'm gonna need. Hey, you know what? I can probably screw around with this. Sorry, you guys are gonna be the guinea pigs. Oh wow, that's Moon Knight Black. That's as bright as said. I think I just need a better light, or I'm gonna need one of those ones I see people at the tattoo powder that comes over everything and bends down over you. Or camera movement. I'm gonna dick around with it some more. It's a work in progress though. It's better than the that big red just brick nothing that was behind me for so long. But thank you though. All right, we need to get William at Alligator Skylight. Is that what I'm just described? Alligator. I may have just ordered one. Alligator Skylight. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I don't know what brand it is, but this looks like one of the ones I was looking at. They're 115 bucks on Amazon, but the one I ordered, I am get one of these eventually because I love these things. The guys downstairs have one, but the one I'm getting is the one I have on order. It's a huge ring light. It's like this big, and you can put everything in it. You can put the camera closer to it. So, like I said, I went from not having any of this stuff to like investing. I remember the microphone I had when I first started. The little cheesy one with that was falling apart on me and that didn't pick up anything. All right, how about that? There we go. All right, so yeah, like I said, every time you see me guys on the stream, it'll be some other type of improvement that we'll have. Like I said, I have the other camera here, and instead of doing the stupid stuff like when I wanted to show you guys stuff and doing like, hey, look at this, I'm just going to be able to just sit it. It'll right here, and I'll have the other camera, and you can just look at like the glasses. When I have that camera set up, I'll be able to you'll be able to look at the detail in the camera. All right, let's see. All right, Chappie. I also really like the electric characters cut, and I would electric director's cut with Jennifer Garner in it. I would much rather see it over Captain Marvel or Black Widow. Black Widow. I mean, there was some things I enjoyed. I love David Harbour in that movie. Captain Marvel, I just would disappointed me. The way they used Brie Larson in that, I thought she was cardboard. I mean, she can act, they just didn't ask much of her, and I just thought that it was an okay movie, and I was expecting a lot from that movie. And I love Skrulls are some of my favorite characters. That's why I can't wait, to see how Secret Invasion is going to come out. All right. Yep. Late again, my brother. William, say milk or almond milk. Soy milk or almond milk. I've never had soy milk. I have had almond milk. So by default, almond milk. How you doing, Michelle? Cool. Everybody sleeps. I forgot where you were at. So what time zone? Cowboys and Niners after 27 years still can't get their sixth Super Bowl ring, and they were both cursed. Yeah. What was the site? The Niners' last one was the Steve Young one. They beat San Diego, and the Cowboys won it the next year. They beat Pittsburgh. Yeah. Neil O'Donnell throwing all those interceptions in that game. Try Mr. Ballin. Am I going to regret this? Sounds like oh wow. Neighborhood Killer does the unthinkable. Mature audiences only. Oh shit. Okay, I am subscribing right now. Mr. Darth Scipio just got you a new subscriber. Who that in there? I'm not going to bring this up, by the way, because it's entire village dropped dead overnight. Top 3 stories that are fake but are 100% real. Are sound fake but are 100% real. 2 girls, 1 cemetery. Okay, I'll stop there. At least on the air. I'm definitely going to watch. Thank you for the heads up. That's in my old age. I'm looking for weirder and weirder shit. All right, wasn't there from Dust Till Dawn series? Oh, yes, there was. I was born in 1998 and can't wait for Keaton to return as Batman. Wow. Oh, by the way, Cody's Brock Opp lives here in Vegas. He's actually come to the store. So, wow. Okay. Hey, I hope it works out. Like I said, I'm just skeptical. Like I said, whenever it's because you're reaching like 2 generations to head back to that Batman, pretty much. All right, YouTube channel watch. You can sub to Williams channel there. Thank you, and it's in the name too. I slept over Quantumania. I'd step over Quantumania for Blue, but yeah, I had a choice. And then, if I do get him, you know how I feel about this movie, and how I've been feeling about this movie since it's since I heard it's being made. I've been going back and forth on Instagram with the guys who made it, trying to get them going, and they already have the DVD set, Blu-ray set for sale, and it comes with like a horrible Pooh, Blood, and Honey child's book. Oh, it's I'll bring it up tomorrow night. But yeah, this movie like is everything everything I want in a horror movie right now. I mean, and they're getting death threats, by the way. They're getting death threats from people. I grew up with Winnie the Pooh. I'm like, they got Bambi coming. They want to create an entire shared universe of this shit, dude. It's great. I cannot wait to thank them in person. All right. Zachary Levi said he hopes to return to Shazam and Kingdom Come. The conversation seems to keep drifting back to Kingdom Come or whatever. Well, the reason why that happens is because it's a really good mechanism to plug a lot of holes. So say, for instance, you're not going to get the end of the story arc, but you want to give these characters a proper send-off before you start with brand new characters. Kingdom Come is an all-encompassing story that allows you to do that. To me, right now, as somebody who wants to see the fucking Dark Side War done and all that stuff, I said before on this very network and this very channel, if I wake up to a Kingdom Come announcement, to me, that takes those 40% odds and starts bringing them up towards 60. Kingdom Come is an epic story. And the reason why you see it coming up, because all those characters are in there. All the characters that are in limbo now that we don't know if we're ever going to see them again in those iterations, they're all in Kingdom Come. Shazam is excellent in Kingdom Come. And if you remember at the end of the original movie, Mr. Mind is in there. And a very similar parasite situation that takes over Billy Batson's mind in Kingdom Come is a worm that looks a lot like Mr. Mind. So they can meld those things together. I would be surprised to see to not see The Rock in something like that, because Kingdom Come is all encompassing. Everyone's in it. You could even use a Cavill for a one shot in that one. Like I said, it wouldn't be the ending that we would, that we were waiting for, but it would be a good point to where you could transition things. Kingdom Come is an excellent idea. And if you do it, go all out. Get every superhero that you ever wanted to have in there. Have them in there. And then you can have Flash blow it all away, But you would have that. So yeah, it keeps going back because it's a really good idea. And it's exciting. And when he tweeted that one day, I'm like, wow, that's fucking cool. All right. He was the first Batman I was introduced to by VHS. Remember VHS rentals, people? You damn kids will never know the struggle. By VHS rentals from Hollywood. Hollywood Video. Hollywood Video. I used to love making the decision because you'd have Blockbuster right here and Hollywood Video. Whenever there was a Hollywood Video that went up first, Blockbuster was right there. If there was a Blockbuster down the street, Hollywood Video was right there. So when they ran out of the movie, and you go, okay, hey, we still have hope, Hollywood Video, and vice versa. Man, I remember those days. I hope they come back, to be honest with you. So you saw it right before Batman Begins. So hey, man. Hollywood Video, man. Remember, Cody? So you grew up in the 90s, or you were born in 98. Oh, hell, shit. You in the 90s, it was just, that's how you got your fix. That's how you got your fix. And now we have streaming, which is cool. But there was something special about going to a video store and getting a VHS, man. William, I got lights I can angle that I can angle and raise up and down as needed. Is that's they're like the ring lights, right? And they can come up and hang down. Like right now. Okay, so I'll kind of show you guys. You're not going to get a good picture of it, but so that's what I'm working with right now. That's just your standard bargain rate one that I got. I forgot where I got it. I think I got everything off of Amazon. But that was just to get me started. I think I'm a little bit further down the line than just, what I was a year ago. A year ago, I didn't want to spend any money because I didn't know how long I was going to be doing this. But now see what I have one of those. See, that one just goes up and down. But the one I've ordered is comes up and it angles towards you. And so I can have it like a halo over my head. I think that's what I need. I think that's what I need. I ordered it for the house, but I think I'm going to bring it here. All right. I use them to stream in the evenings. I can send a link to you. They're pretty cheap for a 2-pack. Yeah, send me the link because I'm gonna need at least 3. Because another thing I need to stop doing is I'm done with moving stuff around. I want to have a mic anywhere that I'm going to be on. If I'm going to be on in the Star Wars room, I have the thing clipped down. The mics and the cameras come from the roof because other people use them, so I can bring those down. So, I want to set up for everywhere. So I'm probably going to need like 3 or 4 of them bad boys. So yeah, send me the link when you get a chance. Thank you, Ray, for looking out for me. Gunn did kind of indirectly confirm that the Netflix idea was at least a possibility. I theory the other day when he said he hadn't expressed interest as one of the reasons for it not happening. Yeah, and that was one of the things that was, when I brought up everything, one of the key reasons I said the main reason that would kill anything like this was all parties all parties involved would have to want to do it. And I just, no one expressed the idea. Don't sleep on that, though. There are going to be things that James Gunn comes up in his mind that he's not going to be able to get investors to do. And I know people were bringing up, yes, Warner Brothers would still be producing them, but they are not financing them. Like when Legendary was around, they were the ones who came up with the funding for the movies. So the licensing agreement would still be, if it would be sold to somebody, no matter what it is. Let's say it's Plastic Man. Uh-oh, heard that ESPN sign. Uh-oh. So how anything like that will work is if Netflix wanted it, Netflix would purchase, that limited licensing agreement like they did for Sandman. All right, and yes, it's a Warner Brothers production, but I think Netflix has the one that got the financing for it, or DC got the financing for it as far as that goes, but It's when it's streaming, it's different because I think it's just a straight up licensing agreement. Even though it's DC's, as the producers, they're always going to be the producers. That doesn't mean that they're the ones funding it, though. Because studios don't fund these movies; they borrow the money. So the licensing agreement on like Glass Onion, they purchased that IP. So if you were to purchase an IP, you're basically leasing it. It's like I lease a house from you, and we sign and the improvements are up to me. You have to run those improvements by me. So you just can't add a different door if I don't want to. But if you add that door, and you're leasing, then we have to work out an agreement. You pay for the labor and everything else, and you agree that it's part of that house and you can't undo it. But no, I don't, the Netflix thing, and he brought it up, Saffron brought it up in an article before. There's a lot of ways that things work and can be negotiated. When you hear somebody say that'll never happen because of this, whatever they're saying, even if it's true, there's negotiations. If there's a stopping point that says, oh, we ran into an obstacle at getting this done, that's when you get on the phone and people way smarter than us negotiate those things if they want to make it happen. That's what negotiations are for. So, it's an option. I think Amazon is a better option. However, though, I think the best thing for DC, after I've thought about it, I've evolved to the point where why don't you just keep it in-house and do it? You brought up Elseworlds. Anything you want to do. Plastic Man. Nort, the Green Lantern. You want to do Nort, but you can't justify putting it in your mainline universe? Put it in Elseworlds. Cut the middleman out, I'm pretty sure that if they knew how successful Sandman was going to be, they may not have sold that IP to Netflix. And I'm surprised Sandman got a second season on Netflix because I thought that would be something that they'd want back. But possibilities are always out there. Who knows? I could be pushing 70 before any of this stuff happens. And these people could get too old to ever do it again. I am of the resolution that if I want a certain thing finished, I'm okay. Like I told you guys with the box, if you want to hear my boxed DVD Blu-ray set, Diatribe, I put it out in the last couple of shows. You even if these guys get old, I mean, you may see the resolution of these characters, but you may have to accept the fact that it may not be the people that you originally began with, which I'm okay with. I just want resolution, and I think there's money to be made off of the resolution. Do it in animation. Do it a la 2003 Matrix or Blade Runner. Animation is not free, but it's not as expensive as paying millions and millions of a contract. And do different types of animation. Make a thing out of it, man. Do like Animatrix did, where they had different types of animation that told their story. I think you could do it. I think you could. And that's for anything, by the way. That's not just for the end of the Snyder stuff. That's for anything. You mean they really need to go through their video catalog and if you have a comic book IP, there's a good chance that you could package stuff into cool shit that anybody would buy. I mean, like I said before, I saw the 1979, 1980, or whatever version of Battlestar Galactica being sold off of a shelf simply because it had a kick-ass Cylon facing. Money to be made. All right, I have an Elgato Skylight now. Green screen does wonders. Yeah, it's time for me to the ghettoification of the Sci-Fi Center's streaming process has begun. We covered the Flash poster. We covered a little bit of The Last of Us because I have it on the screen here. I haven't finished watching it. We just covered some basic topics, and I'm just about to jump into just giving you guys a glimpse of the Alan Moore Swamp Thing. I'm going to do that here in a couple minutes. Jalen, let's see. Yeah, stream setup. My ever inching ever closer to a modern streaming setup. I'll get there. Where's your post? This one? My daughter is so much easier. She sleeps through the night, unlike her little brother. Cool. Glad to see everything. What part of the world are you in, Michelle? And am I saying that right? Because now that I look at it, have we been butchering your name this whole time? I'm saying Michelle O'Rourke Johnson. Is that Michelle? Correct me if I'm wrong. So, because I never really looked at it. So, yeah. Did you say? Okay, so I think I got your post. So. Oh, don't worry about being late, guys. I mean, I'd love to have you here live, but if you can't make it, you can't make it. And this is a lot earlier for me that I've been streaming near midnight lately. So, all right. All right. I recommend unsweetened vanilla soy milk. It's super. Dude, that sounds like health food, man. You want to send me into shock? All right. You should get 2 lights, William. One for your background. Then flag it, block it from the rays from touching you. Then do a solo light for your face with a diffuser over it. Silk translucent cloth. Then bam. Okay. Don't quite know what all that is, but when I get to that point, I'm going to hook you. I'm going to bring you on for it because, like I said, I am wanting to get it better. I mean, like I said, it's one step at a time. Numbers. Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze is the only thing worth seeing about Batman and Robin. Everything else is But Bane was a fucking atrocity, and then the movie was unforgivable. Yeah, there's nothing. You're not wrong about any of that, in my opinion. Chocolate. Hello, Anthony. William, Two Girls in the Cemetery is a true story about murder. A murderer who is burning his victims in a cemetery, and burning a victim, and the girls walked by, and he chased them till within an inch of their life. Ooh. Hey, Anthony. William, thought of Cocaine Bear director Elizabeth Banks says she would be interested in directing Cocaine Shark. Oh, well, crying out loud. Seriously, there's a real story about Cocaine Shark? Damn. I got to go see that now. And I hope it's not as disappointing as the real life bear story where he just gets the cocaine and dies. Wow. Wrong emoji. William, lose the light ring light. You're not a 20-year-old girl doing a makeup channel. Get some. Hey, listen, calm down. I just got started. I didn't know. I thought I was doing good. Bought an expensive camera. Had a ring light at all. Remember, I was just using the computer camera. Remember how shitty that looked? Slow down there, Fourth. All right, I'll get to it. I ought to do a show about makeup now, just for you. But thanks for the advice. So I am going to look into all that. All right. Let's see. My family lives and breathes. Dude, Blockbuster was great. I need to go to the last Blockbuster in the South Bend. He needs a ring light to go with his cat ear earphones. Yeah, I still have those at the. I only use the earphones when I have multiple people. Like tomorrow night, I'm going to have to because there's a good chance we're going to have multiple people in the overnight. William, thought on a new Riddick film in the work titled Riddick with Vin Diesel. Yeah, I heard about that earlier today. That's pretty cool. I enjoyed those movies. I thought they were underrated. Is your camera in the ring light? If not, isn't the camera supposed to be shining through it? Yeah, it's not in the ring light. I just have it sitting on top of the computer. I have the thing that it screws onto, but a lot of the times I don't have it on there. So yeah, so if you set it. How's that look? That actually doesn't look too bad. Should have done that the whole time. I have the thing for it, but the other one has a screw. Still a little bit on the dark side, but it's right in the ring light now. So there you go. All right, guys, let's wrap this up here. Yeah, this is the fourth Riddick. Yep. think it'd be cool if they dusted off the Wachowski's old script for Plastic Man. Don't say that too loud. James Gunn will do it. Hold on for a second, guys. Had to order my food. Yeah, like I said, that sounds right up James Gunn's alley. William thought of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny has estimated budget. Oh, wow, $300 million. It'll make that. It'll make that. I don't know if it'll do $1 billion. I mean, it's Indiana Jones, but it'll make that, and then like whatever it doesn't make in the theaters, it'll make on demand. It'll make that on demand, and it'll make that on physical media. That's a lot of money though. But if you're gonna, it's the last Indiana Jones movie, so it's special. That's a lot of money. But I think it'll. I don't know if that number, the break even number, is right. I don't know how, but that's a lot of money for Indiana Jones. Just don't do manga style. Everything is manga styles animation. No, you got a whole bunch of there's a lot. I was looking at it. I was looking at Liquid Television from a long time ago on one of the DVDs I had. If you watch Liquid Television, there's so many different ways to tell a story. I like that style where it almost looks real. I like that. But there's other ones. There's other ones that what you talking about? Oh, I have been butchering the name. Oh, sorry. Somebody's gonna have to give me the phonetic spelling of it. Late to the party, and I like your comment background. Well, yeah, thank you. So do I. Like I said, it just makes things a lot nicer, and plus, it gives people something else to look at as they're checking out. Maybe you're not done. Maybe you want one more comic. So it's strategic, but it's cool though. I just like having a decent background, and like I said, I'll have things above it for the consumer to scan. All right, I'd watch Cocaine Shark and the potential sequel, Cocaine Paris, Cocaine Shark. Wow, our territory, but you know what? I'm there for it. They better change the name to Poo, Blood, and Honey, and Cocaine if they want to hit big. Apparently, just from the screenings in Mexico, they made their profit back on. They made their money back on Poo. I don't believe it's very expensive at all. But like I said, I hope to go into detail with the guys. Yeah, it is. Think Josh Whedon will ever try to make another comeback interview? Not for a while. I don't think he's he's going to be put away forever as far as like not being on the screen. But I think that there's got to be some time to pass for him. Hear me out. We should go watch the movie. Hear me out, but on cocaine. Okay, maybe not. You never say never. William, what kind of food do you order? Fat Burger? Well, right now it's going to be Fat Burger because they're the only ones that are open till midnight. And I miss my sister Kim's because they close at 9, and this was only supposed to be an hour. Clearly, I have failed because we were at an hour and 35 minutes. All right, fourth. Yeah, quit laughing at me, fourth. Eon Flux was one of the ones on Liquid Television. That was great. They should do a badass DC rotoscope animation movie. Like I said, these are all ideas that are on the table when you open the door to that. Can you give us a brief history of how the Sci-Fi Center got started? I graduated basic training in December of '93. My plan was to open it up in my hometown of San Bernardino, California, but I was a minor at the time, if I recall. So I had, I came over to live with my parents, and I was always planning to go back to California. It ended up being a lot cheaper here to open up a business. In December of 1994, I opened up a place called Asylum Comics. Um, it was a 700 square feet place that is basically the same size as my front section of my 1,200, 1,300 square feet place now. And I was working two jobs to get it funded. I worked at Bonds from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. at in the morning. Went home, slept for 5 hours, and then unloaded trucks from Walmart from 9:30 to 6. And in some cases, I would literally go from Walmart, because it was right down the street from the Vons I worked at. And I remember they had a shower there, and I would go home. I would go there, and there would be some days where I would go straight. I was that kind of psycho, that committed. I would leave Monday, and I wouldn't get to my house until 4 p.m. Wednesday. And then I would start it over again. And then I had the weekends off from both places so that I would get to the weekend. And that's how I built up the money for it. So I was only home. I would work 36, 40, 50, 60. I think I worked 48 hours straight one time between the two jobs. And then I slept for 4 hours on a Wednesday in between. And then I would crash on Saturday morning, and then go to run the store when I started. So that's how I got the money to get it going. And it was a small place. And then eventually, as things started to get better, I gave up one of the jobs, and I gave up the other one for a while. And it was just a comic book store. And then we got into Magic the Gathering, and that was really big in the mid 90s. We capitalized on that. Then at that time, I think there was 30 stores in Vegas. Then in the mid 90s, the comic boom just went down. So, and from 1996 to like 2003, it wasn't a good time to be a comic book store, in my opinion. I mean, you had to be in it, committed. And that's where, we started getting into more science fiction, horror, fantasy. And I started building stages and movie screens and stuff to be able to show movies as an attraction. And then it just steamrolled from there. So that's a short story of how I got it started. I basically got two jobs, saved up the money to get it going, and pretty much been going ever since then. So December 18th, 1994. I think that's almost 29 years. There's a lot more to it than that, but we've been, I don't want to. I'll go into that one day where we just do a stream, because there's a lot of weird shit that went on. We had a guest on here a couple of weeks ago that I remember recalling some of the weird stuff that the weird road we've taken to get to here. So, if I can make a recommendation for the new people wanting to get into Superman, Action Comics 775. What's so funny about Truth, Justice, and American Way, which is a quintessential Superman comic. I will have to agree. That's yeah. Yeah, in fact, I think I should get more of those. Those are still decent price. That is a good doorway. All right, William, what did you think of the Rambo Last Blood controversy, with the critics saying that Trumpian anti-Mexican nightmare and disgusting bloodbath? I haven't seen that. I haven't seen those comments yet, so I can't comment on. Sorry, William. Yes, Fatburger rules. Yeah, and they're open till midnight. So there you go. William, who do you think is winning the Super Bowl? KC by 3. Yay, origin story time. Yeah, it's been a wild road to get to here. I mean, I know that sounds like a song. Yeah, yep. Hey, Sri. Yeah, like I said, I've been doing this my entire adult life. I literally applied for my business license when I was 17, took forever to get it. And then I've been going since then, in some form or another. Hello, Sri. I could see William killing a mofo who tries to deface it. Oh, there's been some interesting encounters. There's been some interesting encounters and some interesting confrontations. Especially at the start, where I had very little and people were trying to fuck up what little I had. I'm like, I'm busting my ass. I'm getting 4 hours for every 40 hours I'm sleeping. I'm literally a zombie. I'm pulling pallets out of Walmart's receiving room, and I don't remember doing it. My body was working in such a rhythm that my body was doing what it just did. I wasn't thinking. I legit, shit you not, square up and down, I was sleeping while I was rolling out pallets and parking them where they needed to go, not on the machine, but on the pallet jack, getting me exactly where they would go, going back and forth for 8 hours, waking up, slowly waking up, and just in a fog. I'm doing all this, and I got people spray painting my windows and stuff, and one day I caught one of them. Not my proudest moment. They didn't do it again. But yeah. But these days, no, because now it's just like, dude, let the insurance take care of it. When I first got started, I might have killed you if you defaced my store. Now it's like, I got insurance. You break a window, I got a special insurance policy that doesn't make the premiums not that bad. I mean, I'm good there. I'm not gonna confront you. I'm not gonna listen. As much as I love this place, nothing worth getting stabbed over here for. Somebody robs me, pop the drawer open, and I'm gonna step back. That's insured. Let them have it. So new me is far safer. Fourth. All right, hey dude, Vince, I got your thing. I'll look at it and I'll get back with you. I got your message. All right, William is killing time until his food is delivered. Nah, actually, I'm gonna leave and go get it. This fat burger up here doesn't deliver, motherfuckers. All right, it's going good. Just started a new job. Congratulations on employment, man. I will visit the Sci-Fi Center one day. It's on my list. Yep, just come out here. Like I said, it's fun. Some of you have been in this chat and have come out here and been out here. It's pretty cool. I love giving tours. William, are there any film festivals in your neck of the woods? Are you trying to be a festival too? There are film festivals out here. There's not too many though, because it's just kind of hard to put them on. We have guys who do screenings of their movies and invite people. What I'm doing with Trauma is sort of a film festival, but it's a specific one. I have a film festival that I usually do every October called Black October, and I celebrate movies, and I try to get people to submit their movies into that. But there's used to be a lot of festivals out here. But a lot of them now are exclusive, like CinemaCon. I can't get into that unless I drop 1,000, so I won't be getting into that. But there used to be festivals that were open, but like Sundance is in Utah, I think. So, but not as many as there used to be, like in the early 2000s. Yes, congratulations, Vince. Yeah, Tromania. I had to get that name trademark, by the way. Tromania is actually going to be pretty big for us because we're premiering 2 movies that haven't premiered here. That's always cool. Trauma has a decent following here in Las Vegas, and Las Vegas is being in the tri-state. A lot of people from California will make a trip out of it, so it's going to be a lot of fun. And he's going to be here. The founder of Trauma Pictures is going to be here, presenting these things, so it's going to be cool. All right, William, if you need someone to help out edit some videos, make sure it's I'd like to try. All right, any Monzano or Monzano, I'm pronouncing it right. Can you do a redo of the Rambo movie series in today's climate? Yeah. The Russians are still jackasses. You see what Russia's doing? That was a big part of the Cold War field. Unfortunately, Vladimir Putin still thinks it's the Cold War. You could have easily Rambo in Ukraine. We can't get involved as Americans, but we can send Rambo in there. Perfect. There you go. That's just me. People should do better. I'm glad that's mostly behind you. Yeah, this was back when the old days. And like I said, dealing with very little sleep. I have a hair triggered temper now. I have to restrain myself from choking pulls. But I'm a little bit more confident in what I had. Back when I was a kid and I was a teenager running a business and working 2 40-hour jobs, I was on edge all the time. And I was always 1 inch here, 1 inch here from losing all that stuff. So you have all that on your mind. And it's all new. We didn't have the internet like this. We didn't have the outreach that we had like this. I mean, if I'd have had this stuff back in the 90s, I'd be, who knows what I could have done. So just imagine opening up something like this without a means to talk to you guys like this, without social media, without MapQuest, without, the internet in its true form, and then the telephone book being how you got your people. or being in front and having a sandwich sign. It's just a different era. So yeah, the stress level was just a little bit higher in the mid 90s than it is in the mid 2020s. Harvey, really, I'm flying in. Yeah, we are going to eventually. I'm going to put something together, and all of us that are online in this community, I want to just come out and have a party, not talk about anything particular, watch some stuff. All of us that you can make it out there. I know some of us live in the Midwest and everything else, but I want to set something up to where we all just come out here and just hang out. Don't know what I'll call it, but that's a goal of mine. I think he said Roy Kaufman is going to be there yeah, Lloyd will be here. He'll be here for both nights. Who is texting me? Let's see. Wow, dude, my Super Bowl weekend, man. Everybody wants to deliver you. Everything's not news on Super Bowl weekend, right? And you hear the little da-da-da. Yep, he will be here. I worked for Walmart for a year and a half. I worked for Walmart for 4 years. 4 years of my life I want back. But it was a means to an end, so I can't be too. Can the Dirty Harry movie series work in today's era of BLM movement? I don't think BLM has anything to do with it. Yes, I think it could. Just the same way that Training Day worked at the height of what was going on with the LAPD. It's entertainment. By making a movie of Dirty Harry, you're not saying you condone, any particular bad cop from doing a horrible thing. You're making a movie. You're acknowledging that this is the world you live in. Just like when you make a war movie, you're not condoning war, but you're showing what's going on. No, I don't think they'd have any problem making a Dirty Harry movie. At least in my opinion. William, don't convict yourself. Edit that story for viewing audiences. Nah, nobody died. Nobody died. Nobody filed charges. They were in the wrong. They were breaking a law. They hadn't just got hit my place. They hit the whole fucking plaza. So they were going down for quite a bit. So our encounter was better than the encounter that they would have had with Metro, which is the police out here. And you don't listen. Come to Vegas, don't give Metro any reason to comply with Metro. All right. Don't, so yeah, those kids had more to fear from Metro than me. I can't wait. Yeah, fourth, no face, no case. Wow, Red, damn. On that Twitter message, I was linking my prediction short for the Hall of Fame inductees. Okay, I saw it come up, but I didn't get a chance. I know I missed it, but this episode, Last of Us, was very predictable. No, I don't know. I missed it, but this episode Last was very predictable, especially if you watched the zombie movies before. Okay, yeah, I'm halfway through it, so I'm going to do a non spoiler. Or I did a non spoiler. Yes, click the like button. William, are the Sci-Fi Center? Ooh, no, SIFI. That SIFI thing reminds me of the Sci-Fi Channel when they went bad. Center, do you ever do any live watch-alongs for young kids for movies like Troll? No, I have not yet. Yeah, my core demographic is 18 to 34, or now it's 21 to 48, and it's moved up again. This has not been my market, man. Not saying that I won't in the future, but I just haven't done it. Yeah. All right, one hair triggered temper familiar terror for me. Yeah, and these days, like I said, with COVID, everything that you have family issues going on, you just got to sit back and realize: do you want to spend the night in jail? I don't. I don't think I do very well in jail, so that pulls me back from whatever edge I'm on. Hey, I just real sizing. This was an impromptu one. Data's usually on the overnight shows. When we do them on Fridays, I usually have him in, but I didn't know if I was going to stream today until I started to do it. So, and I don't know what kind of plans he has, so I should probably send him a link. But I was only supposed to be on for an hour, and this is gone hour and 50 minutes. We're probably going to cut it off at 2 hours. Yes, I'm from the time without MapQuest internet. Yeah, man, you remember that shit? Are you a big fan of Yellowstone? No, I have not watched one episode. I'm sorry. I heard Kevin Costner is refusing to shoot episodes, though, so I don't know how big a deal he is to it, but that's not good. Yes, I'm from the time of no graphic internet. Fourth, they probably pissed off. No, I just didn't. I didn't really plan this show out. I just did it. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Let's see. Age gives me wisdom. Yeah, like I said, it's every day above ground. William, my friend, what is in the military in planning to move to Vegas? That okay? My friend that's in the military is planning to move to Vegas or Reno, and one's the recommendations of good neighborhoods that are near military. But well, if he's eligible, tell him to apply for base housing. That's the best thing I can tell him. If you're in the military and you're eligible, I grew up on base housing. If he has a family, tell him to apply to live on base housing. But other parts of town, Summerlin is pretty good. Henderson is pretty decent. It all depends on what your family dynamic is. But my first thing to tell him is before he even gets here, apply for on post lodging, or with base housing is what they call it in the Air Force. He could live on Nellis Air Force Base, even if he's not in the Air Force. Don't know. Elseworlds idea, District movie that Garrett Evans is going to do. Director Tim Ramirez, yeah. All right, guys, that's it. I reached the end of the comments, and I need to go ahead and get something to eat. Thank you all for making this go fast. It was only supposed to last an hour, and you know how I, once again, screwed that up. Here we are rolling in 2 hours, but it was fun. Don't regret it. So thanks for everybody that was here. Thanks for everybody that will continue to be here. We'll be back on the air tomorrow night. Me, Dave, Stella, and everybody else, and some guests, hopefully. We will be back with our Saturday night overnighter. And I will do the Swamp Thing. Then I will do. In fact, bring your comic book story questions, because I'm going to bring up DC Infinite and then Comixology, and we can look at those things. But I want to start talking more comic book merchandise and pop culture. Some of the stuff we talk about is cool, but it's not as fun as the actual product itself. I mean, we can talk about whether James Gunn is going to succeed or not, or the Snyderverse, all that stuff. We've done that. I think we've talked that to the point where there's nothing new to say about it. So I'm going to start drifting into things that are like content heavy, like, merchandise heavy, story heavy, so things like that. So look for that. And plus, with the new Star Trek shows we're going to be doing next week, we're going to drift more into the actual content and what goes on, and not so much the behind the scenes stuff. So thank you, everybody that came in today. I will be getting you off to sleep a little bit later because we're not doing an overnighter tonight. So you're welcome. But that's it, guys. And I will see you tomorrow at 9:30.